Can I stand? Yeah, I feel like I need to shake it off because, since yesterday, I have been trying to make sense of the Eurocentric, US-centric conversations happening until the governor of Illinois said he legalized cannabis. And then I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. But no, on a more serious note, I want to talk to you about people power. If I look to youth movements in Africa, there are two waves. From 2010 to 2020, it's the millennials, us. From 2020 ongoing, it's the Gen Z. And the Gen Z in Africa, they have a different fight. It's not about democracy versus dictatorship anymore. It's about governance, and it's about global and anti-colonial issues. So the Gen Z in Kenya, they have been protesting for the past year an IMF-backed financial bill. The Gen Z in West Africa, they're protesting the CFA colonial currency, and so on. So what can we learn from this moment? 3 things, I think. 1 is people power. I heard a lot in these 2 days, people mentioning the example of Mamdani in relation to his message to the voter, but no one is talking about the 50,000 volunteers he mobilized. We're too hanged up on the voter behavior, and we're not going back to basics, to the grassroots and organizing, because when institutions are weak, it's movements, it's citizens, and it's coalition that hold power. The second thing, I think democracy needs to deliver dignity. And we know that the hard way in Tunisia. Our revolution slogan was شغل حرية كرامة وطنية, jobs, freedom, dignity. Your voter concern, the number 1 for rich countries, is the cost of living. Our voter concern, number 1, is jobs with dignity. The 12 million young people that enter the workforce every year in Africa. My brother, Adam, in 2013, was radicalized by Daesh. He was newly graduate engineer. He had capacity, he had access, but he didn't have opportunity. And access to capacity without access to opportunity is access to frustration. Then we act surprised when young people rise up, when they leave their countries to come here, when they are struggling between armed groups and drugs and dying in the Mediterranean Sea. I mean, what other choice we're giving them? 3, and finally, there is a crisis of leadership, but there is also a crisis of representation and leadership, especially for women and young people. The average age of African leaders who keep extending retirement age is 64. And the average age of the population is 20. It's a whole generation locked out of power. The old guards are patriarchal towards women, and they are hostile towards young people. So we need intergenerational co-leadership. The far right is pouring billions into undermining democracy everywhere in the world. Why is it so hard to invest in leaders who defend it? In the US, the extreme wealthy spend 2.6 billion on putting Trump back to the White House. I mean, I'll give you a small example. I organized a conference in Freetown, Sierra Leone, just this July. I brought together 100 women, progressive women leaders from all generations, from 35 African countries, to counter another conference which happening 2 days before that is strengthening family values. It was an anti-abortion, anti-reproductive health conference, which was, by the way, organized by far right in the US. So I reached out to our family of progressive actors for democracy in the rich countries, and no one wanted to fund this event. Until today, we are in deficit to vendors and venues. Why? Because we are defending democracy in debt. We are defending democracy in scarcity. And yet, we put our bodies on the line for it. But if this continues, we will lose trust in the global progressive movement for democracy until you put your money where your mouth is.